I want to share with you today a new advanced tab reading skill that I invented myself. It's called the Jigsaw Method. But before that, just a little introduction, because as you know, me, probably by now, with these kind of books, these song books, I have a love-hate relationship. And I've explained that in the Bob Ross method. I hate these tabs because they are overcomplicated, and hidden within each one of these pages is a song just waiting to be extracted. That's why we came up with the Bob Ross method. If you remember, the simplest way to take something that looks super complicated like that, simplify it and get the song out of it in the fastest, most efficient way possible. And that is what I've taught you up to this point. Now, we are going to unlock a new skill, and it is another technique that I invented myself. Like I said, it's called the Jigsaw Method. More on that in just a moment. So this book here is the Old Time Songs for Clawhammer Banjo by David Marshall. Now, in David's own words, at the start of this book, he actually says that this songbook is aimed at intermediate to advanced players. So bearing that in mind, and I knew that when I bought it, I still opened it up and thought, why has he made it so hard? Why has he made it so difficult? Why has David Marshall decided to make something that should be easy, a songbook full of old-time songs, and he's made it so complicated? So what we'll do, we'll pick out one song out of this book at random. We will work our way through it using the Bob Ross method, and from there, we'll implement the Jigsaw method. Now, it's nothing too advanced, too technical, but once you look at it from a logical point of view, you'll think, wow, that's fairly simple. And that's the whole point, because you know me, I'm a simple person. So we'll pick a song out of this, and once we've done that, we'll do our old Bob Ross method. We'll simplify it, we'll come back up here, we'll have a little practice on it, get used to it, and then from there, we'll delve deeper into David Marshall's brain. So let's pick a song. So when you have a songbook like this one, as I mentioned, it's called The Old Time Songs for Clawhammer Banjo by David Marshall. And this songbook is fairly advanced, to be honest. Yeah, it does contain a lot of songs in it, a lot of arrangements, and it contains all the things we've learnt up to now, including embellishments, syncopation, syncopated skips, rest notes, brush skips. There's a little cheeky Milo watching what we're doing. And yeah, it's a great little book. This song I've picked out, it's called Oh My Little Darling, excuse me, Milo. And the way arrangements are printed, you usually get all the lyrics clumped at the bottom there, the chorus and the verses. And then you get the main arrangement, which contains your tablature. And there you can see a syncopated skip note, another skip note there, rests, got embellishments, slides, pull-offs. What else we've got? We've got brush skips, more syncopation, excuse me, cat, more syncopated skips. And we've got, obviously, bum ditties. Cat's in the way, bum ditties, another bum ditty at the bottom. So it's not completely alien to us. It does have the usual stuff in it that we come to expect from tablature. So what I'm going to do is present this in a technique that I learnt myself. It's called the Jigsaw Method, because what you normally do, if you read it from left to right like we're doing now, just with my finger along it can take a long time to hear the melody. So first things first, we need to simplify it, and then we'll take it from there. So, Oh My Little Darling, let's get simplifying and see what happens. Let's get simplifying the tune Oh My Little Darling. So you can see it on the screen there. And as I always say with tablature, it is ridiculously confusing. So the first step, obviously we need to simplify it. So there's nothing new here, I'm just doing the Bob Ross method. So we're going to turn this arrangement into a simply song using the Bob Ross method. So step 1, we frame it, we identify all the measures. Step 2, we colour code where the chords land. That's what we've done there. Step 3, we find the lead melody notes, which happen on the first and the third beats. Now I've circled them there, but you will notice that some of the melody notes land on those syncopated skips. Some of the melody notes will land on brush skips and embellishments. So this isn't an exact science, but it does get us through to the melody in the quickest, most efficient time possible. So what I usually recommend is just play it best you can using the melody notes that I circled. I'll just go through that now. Remember, all we're doing is bum dittying on each circled note. So start in the top left. Now that third note there, it's a skip note, but you see how the skip note lands on the middle string? So we'll just play that open because we're in the G chord. C chord. Now we're at the brush skip, and you'll see that they've identified all strings being brushed, but it's a brush skip because all the notes that should be brushed are in brackets. So you've got a choice of 3 different strings to pick from for there. So just go with any, see what sounds right, and we'll just carry on going. So I'm going to pick let's go for just the 2nd string open. We've got D7 chord. It says D chord on the page, but if you look at the actual, it's quite hard to see because I've coloured it green, but it is saying that that's a D7 chord being fretted. So that's the A part, so that'll be the verses. I'll play through it at a moderate pace. Already hear the melody coming through. So we'll go for the B part. Okay, we're getting there. So the next step is just play through that a couple of times. Again, if you need to just move some of the melody notes around, for example, let's say on the, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on the 7th measure there, where you've got the number 2 circled as the lead melody note, but it's an embellishment. Normally it's a slide from 2 to 4. So you could try playing it through with, as a number 2 as it's circled. Or you could play it as the 3rd string fretted at the 4th, so it would sound like this. Now, for me personally, I would have said that sounds better. So when I create the Simply Songs version, I'll probably change that over. So yeah, to play through it a couple of times, see what sounds right, see what sounds the most pleasing to the ears, and if you need to just move some of the melody notes onto either the embellished note or on the brush skip, pick a different string, that's fine. Finally, add the lyrics, and adding the lyrics obviously helps with the phrasing of the song. So now I'll just do a slow playthrough all the way through while reading the lyrics. Well, Jimmy told the wagon, Jimmy hold the line, bust my sides out laughing to see them horses trying. Oh, my little darling, don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. So now we've got a basic framework. The best thing to do now is take this and put it into a Simply Songs format, or you can write this down into a little notebook, go to one of your favourite spots, just relax and learn to play this. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head back up to the oak tree, we'll have a sit down, we'll play through it a couple of times and just really drive this rhythm, melody, harmony, lyrics, just drive it home till it becomes a little bit of an earworm, so we don't have to look at it all the time, and we can almost play it from memory, because what we want to do is build this solid foundation before we start decorating it with all the embellishments and the syncopation and the slides. So let's go back to the oak tree. So, oh my little darling, welcome back to the hill. What we'll do a quick play through the verses, then we'll have a look at the chorus as well, and then what we'll do, we'll focus more on the chorus, because what I want to do is leave the verse for you to do the Jigsaw Method yourself. But we'll just do a quick bomb through the verse, we'll do the chorus, play through it a couple of times, get used to it, and then we'll take it from there. So the verse of Oh My Little Darling starts in G, we're in open G, we'll go for the middle string, bum ditty. Well, Jimmy told the... So middle string, second string, and then wagon, second string, first fret, and then back to middle string. So, well, Jimmy tow the wagon. First string, open, Jimmy, second fret, hold the C line. Keep and hold that C chord. Bust my sides are laughing. I'm just looking at my notes there. I've not memorised this song, by the way. Laughing. I put the tabs on the screen as we always do. And it goes to see them horses trying. So I'll do 2 playthroughs of that. Well, Jimmy tow the wagon. Jimmy, hold the line. Bust my sides a laughing to see them horses trying. So that's the verses. What I want to do, I'll leave that open for you to come back to at the end of this lesson. So what we'll do now, just focus on the chorus. So we'll go for that first string 5th fret, twice, first string 3rd fret, first string open. Oh my little darling. Then we go middle string open. Now don't you weep and C chord cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. So what I'll do, we'll play through that a few times. Get comfortable, get to a point where you can hear the melody and you can almost hum it while you're doing the dishes or while you're out driving in the car. You can get that as like a bit of an earworm, and once you've got the melody in your head, it makes everything a lot easier. So yeah, so we'll play through this 4 times and just get that melody driven into our abilities. So, oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. Again. Oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. Again. Oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. One more time. Oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. Now what you'll find is the more times you play through that and the more comfortable and confident you get with it, and it starts becoming a bit of a earworm, a bit of a memorised tune, you'll start finding yourself adding your own embellishments. You know, you might even slide. Oops. Now don't you weep and cry. You know, you might start adding your own hammer-ons in there. You might add your own slides. Depends what you feel most confident doing. And then what that is your own voice, your own ability coming through, you're adding your own things to it that you like doing. So, you know, you might like doing the hammer-on the first string at the 5th fret. Or you might like doing slides from, you know, like Cripple Creek. You might want to do that on Oh My Little Darling. Oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Might do a hammer-on holding that C chord. You know, these are all little things that you have now in your ability to just, in your toolbox, you know, to throw into the tune. And you can embellish it. So you've got the core song, the Bob Ross version of the song, it's just its basic bum-ditty version. You can add what you know, that's your voice coming through. And then it begs the question then, you know, do you actually need the rest of this book? Do you actually need to know what David Marshall has come up with in his version? And this is the point where I said, like, I hate tabs because David's made this so complicated for us to look at. And that was that. Until one day, I was sat on this very hill and I was thinking to myself, and I had one of those eureka moments. And I picked up the book and I just made eye contact with David, and I was just staring deep into David's eye. I was like, and then a light bulb went off in my head and I had a sudden realization, and I put my ego to one side. And then I realised, I know nothing. I don't know anything. I'm just a nobody from the north of England who's watched a few YouTube videos and discovered a way to take something like this and make it a little bit easier. That's all I know. David here, David Marshall, I mean,
he's lived a life, you know what I mean? He's been around, he's been in bands, he's played music for probably the best part of his life. He's got a book, I don't have a book, he's got a book out. So who am I to say that, you know, it's too complicated? And then this eureka moment went off in my head. And then I realised, I don't know what I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know what I don't... He knows more than me, basically. But I know how to play his songs from this book. Easy. But what I want to do is know what David knows. Now I'm hoping that David's alive and well, and I could ring him up and say to him, David, tell me everything you know. But the likelihood is he's probably going to ring the police on me and think I'm a little bit of a lunatic. But the best part about this is these ideas, this life lived by David, is encapsulated in this book. This book isn't just a songbook. This is David's life's work. This is everything that he's accumulated, all them ideas, all them fun, funky embellishments, the syncopation, the slides, the M-skips, the cool ideas. It's all in here, and we need to get it out. This book is like gold that is locked in a big block of quartz, and we need to hammer away at it and put it through the process and extract the good stuff, the gold, the stuff that we don't know. And that is exactly what the Jigsaw Method is. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to take Oh My Little Darling, the chorus, we're going to go back, we're going to implement the Jigsaw Method. I'm going to extract the gold, the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience, the life skills, the wise stuff that's in this man's head. David Marshall, we're going to unlock what he knows, and we're going to put it into this tune, and we're going to learn some new skills using the Jigsaw Method.
So what the Jigsaw Method actually does, obviously it allows us to play more complicated and complex arrangements in what would otherwise be a simple song. But as we've demonstrated, we already know how to do the embellishments and the syncopation. And like I said on the hill, it's there's never only one way to play a song, you know, like I said. We're not here to just replicate what David Marshall has put together, because that just takes away from the creativity. But the great thing about it is, what does David Marshall know? He must know a lot more stuff than what we know. And by using the Jigsaw Method, it unlocks new and exciting things that we might not have come across before. So we'll just walk through it one step at a time. And the way the Jigsaw Method works, it's like this. Well, going back to the original tab, we're going to frame it again. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to give each measure or each piece of this jigsaw a number. So we're just going to number it from start to finish. So in this particular song, there are 16 measures, 16 pieces of the jigsaw. Now, the reason why I called this the Jigsaw Method is for the same principle as when you get a jigsaw. So let's say you get a 1,000-piece jigsaw from the local thrift store, and you get it home, you open the box and you tip it out onto your table. What's the first thing that you do to solve that 1,000-piece jigsaw? So the first thing that you do, you go rummaging through it, you flip all the pieces over so you can see what they are, and the first thing you go hunting for is the corner piece. And the reason for that is, even though we've never done this jigsaw before, we all know that the corner pieces are familiar. They are instantly recognisable. There's only 4 of them, and just having the corner piece in your hand, you can pretty much work out where it goes, and we know exactly what it does, where it goes, and how it fits into the whole jigsaw. So for us, as Clawhammer Banjo players, our corner pieces are the stuff that we are the most familiar with. So for example, the basic frailing strum, drop thumb, and some simple fretting and holding chords, and maybe some simple hammer-on embellishments. So it's the simple stuff, the stuff that we've been doing pretty much since the Wanderer module. So we are looking for the corner pieces, and then once you've done that in a jigsaw, what you do then, you look for all the side pieces. Because once you've got the side pieces, you can pretty much roughly work out where they need to go. So side pieces in the Jigsaw Method, they are the vague things. So it's stuff that we've come across before. Maybe it's things that we just need to practice and get a little bit more refined on, work on our technique and our abilities. So we look for the side pieces, and finally the centerpieces. So these are the harder, most difficult piece. Now you'll remember that I don't like to use the word difficult, I just use the word unfamiliar. Now all that the centerpieces are, this is the unfamiliar stuff to us. So this is embellishments, if we need some more work on refining certain embellishments. Obviously we've only just touched upon syncopation in this module, so in theory syncopation is very unfamiliar to us at this stage. So for us, the centerpieces are the unfamiliar things that we need to work on. And you'll notice as well that I've colour coded these. We've got green for easy, familiar, orange for stuff that's vague, that's fair, that's not really familiar, and finally red for stuff that's unfamiliar. So the way we do the jigsaw method, what we're going to do is go back to the original tab in just a moment, and we are going to play each measure individually in any order, but what we'll just do it in numerical order and do it no more than 3 times, and there's a reason for that. Second of all, we're going to colour code each piece of our jigsaw based on the traffic light system. So obviously green's very familiar to us, orange vague, red is unfamiliar. And then all we're going to do is practice the unfamiliar bits. And that unlocks new skills that we didn't know we had. And that is the whole point of the jigsaw method. It's not to just keep working on the stuff that we can do, it's to learn stuff that we've not done before. And that's the great and most powerful thing about this method, is we are extracting what Mr. David Marshall has in his Clawhammer brain. And this is why I actually love tabs. It's not for learning songs, it's not for anything else other than extracting stuff that we don't know in the quickest way possible from the author's brain. So what we'll do now, we'll go back to the arrangement. We've got the jigsaw pieces on the screen, and then it's just a case of working through them methodically. Remember, we're not going to play, we're not here to learn the song, we're not here to learn at this stage all the specific things that happen in each jigsaw piece. We're just here to identify which pieces are familiar and what is unfamiliar. This next segment, I'm going to do this in real time. Now remember, we're only going to play each piece no more than 3 times, and the whole purpose of this part now is not to learn the song, it's just to identify what we don't know. So all I'm going to do is pick any piece at random. You can do that, or you can go in sequential order, you can go back to front, it doesn't really matter. All we're trying to do is pick out what we know and what we don't know, and we're going to colour code it as we go. So I'm going to do it in real time. So let's pick one at random. Let's go for number 10. Go for number 10. I'll move my cursor so you can see. So we're here now, number 10. So I'm just going to play through it. I'm going to be quite robotic, and I'm going to approach this not as me. I'm going to approach this as if I am a Banjo Adventures member, and I've done all the modules, and I've just done the Pathfinder syncopation. I've had a play around in the syncopation sandpit, and now I'm on this lesson. So that's where I'm at my banjo learning stage. So piece number 10, we're going to start off, it's a quarter note on the first string, 3rd fret, pluck thumb, quarter note, slide 2 to 5. So it should go. One more time. Okay, so I mean, I'm not completely comfortable with that, so I'm going to colour that one orange. So for me, that is quite vague. Now I'm using Canva for this, but you can use highlighter pens if you got printed. You can use colour coding, or you can even use like an alphabet system. Maybe give it an A for easy, B for medium, C for hard. But I'm using colour coding just because it's better on the eyes and it's easy for you to look at. So 10 I'm a bit vague with. We'll move on to something else. Tell you what, we'll just start from number 1 and then we'll go from there. So number 1. So I'm going to start from the middle string. So what's happening there? Middle string open, quarter note, followed by a double thumb, and then an M skip on the 2nd string. One more time. It's fairly easy to play that, I think. It's still a bit vague because it has got the syncopation in there. So now I'm going to go for number 2. 2nd string at the 1st fret, quarter note, followed by a quarter note, 1st string open. Oh, it's an M skip. One more time. That's fairly easy, I suppose. Again, it's got the M skip in there. Yeah, I'm going to give that an orange as well. What I'll do 3 and 4 together, speed things up a bit. So we'll go for number 3 there. We're going to go first string, that's a bum ditty. First string, second fret, quarter note. Release that, and then we've got a bit of a double thumb there. All together. Oops. All together, piece number 3. One more time. That's easy enough. Let's go for piece number 4. Gonna fret a C chord, second string, bum ditty, and then a hammer on, bum ditty. Try again. One more time. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with both of them, so I'm going to colour 3 and 4 green. Obviously this is going to be different to everyone, so you might find certain things easier than me or certain things more difficult. It's completely subjective. It all depends on what you find as you work through this jigsaw method. So let's see if we can find any more easy quick wins. Let's have a look at number 12 there. I can see a bum ditty on that C chord, so let's try number 12. First string, we're going to hold the C chord and do a hammer on, strum thumb, quarter note, and then slide 2 to 5. Try again. Try again. One more time. It's fairly easy. And then I've just noticed number 8 there, I've got a bum ditty followed by a pluck pluck thumb. So we'll go for number 8 as well. Open G, middle string, bum ditty. One more time. One more time. Yeah, 12 and 8, I'm going to colour the green because I think they're easy. Yep, I've coloured 12 and 8 green because I found them to be something that I've done quite a few times before, fairly easy. Now, let's pick some more low fruit there, number 5. What's that one? So that one is a holding the C chord from measure 4, I just realised. So that's a C chord, it carries on down here. So we're still holding the C chord for piece number 5, and I'm going to hit the second string, pluck thumb. Followed by a hammer on bum ditty. Hammer on bum ditty. So piece number 5, one more time. Yeah, that's another easy win, that one, I think. Let's just keep going in order, right? So we've got number 6 there, piece number 6. So releasing the C chord from piece 5 around piece number 6. So we're going to play first string, second fret, quarter note, followed by first string open, brush skip, quarter note on the first string. All together. One more time. One more. That's easy enough. But we're halfway there, you know. We've already worked through quite a few of the measures. So keep going. Measure number 7. We're in. You can see that we're still in G from there, but then it does switch to a D7 at this point here. So we're going to start here and go slide 2 to 4. Strum thumb. It's a partial strum, that. You can play it as a full strum or a partial strum, but that's 2 to 4. And then we're going to fret a D7 and play a pull off. And then that's pretty much a pluck thumb. Pull off, pluck thumb. It's saying brush skip. Let's see how it sounds with the chord being strummed as well. This is without the strum. This is with the strum. So there's loads of different ways you can play this, but we'll do it as written. One more time. It's quite tricky to play that. I'll go for measure number 11 there. That looks a bit challenging. Look at that. You got a rest right at the very beginning, followed by the 5th string. So let's give that a try. So we're going to come down, play the rest, 5th string, and then we're going to hit the 1st string at the 5th fret, pull off, M skip, all together, rest, again. So yeah, I find section 11 unfamiliar, so I've coloured that one red. Let's go for number 9. So we're going to go first string, 5th fret, pull off, M skip. Again. One more time. Yeah, that's fairly comfortable. I mean, it's syncopation again, so. And then let's move down to 13 there. 13. So we're going to go straight in with the skip again. And then the 5th fret, pull off, M skip. Oh, I recognise that from somewhere. That's a complete mirror copy of 11. Right, we've just got 3 more to go, and then I'll show you what to do next. So measure 14, we're going to be on the 1st string, 3rd fret. 2nd fret, pluck thumb. So that there's just a pluck, pluck thumb. You're going pluck, pluck thumb, and then a bum ditty. Again, pluck, pluck thumb, bum ditty. That's easy enough, isn't it? Yeah, we've done that. Right, last 2 segments. We've got slide 2 to 4. Strum thumb, pull off, strum thumb. That's a duplicate. We've seen that one before. Where did we see that? That's a copy of 7. So 15 and 7 are mirrored copies. And then last measure, 16, we've pretty much done then. 16, we're going to go middle string, bum ditty, middle string, M skip. So it's one more time. One more time. You know what? I'm going to colour that green because it's only a bum ditty followed by an M skip. So you can see by default we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 measures which are green, and the whole song is 16 measures long. So without even practicing, by default, because we're comfortable with the green stuff, we know 50% of the song already without even practicing all this syncopation and all these fancy stuff. So it's just a numbers game, really. We know that, all the green segments there we can do. The orange just needs a bit of work, and the red is totally new to us. Now, the final part of the Jigsaw method is what I like to call the plug and play final part. And all we're going to do on plug and play is we're going to take our original arrangement, which is our Simply Songs format, and we are going to plug in these jigsaw pieces 1 piece at a time. Now, what I like to do when I do the plug and play is I like to plug in the hardest, most difficult parts first and just get them out of the way. Then I'll work on the orange bits, and then I'll fall back onto the green bits, which we should fairly feel comfortable doing. So what I'll do, I'll put on the screen now the jigsaw colour-coded exercise that we did previously. Now, in this part, I'm just going to do the chorus. So what I'll do, I'll white out the verses. So the first 8 measures are the verses. So we don't need them for this exercise. So I'll just move them out of the way. I'll just shadow them out so you can't really see them, so it doesn't affect us too much. So all we've got left now is measures 9 to 16. So measures 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All different colours based on what we know, what we don't know. And you'll notice on the Simply Songs in the top left corner of each measure, I've put in the measure number from the Jigsaw colour coding system that we did just a moment ago. So what I'll do first of all, again, I'll just do a quick playthrough of the Simply Songs version of Oh My Little Darling, ignoring the syncopation and all the fancy stuff on the right hand side. So this is just the Simply Songs version, and I'll say the lyrics as we go so you can track where I am, starting at the 1st string at the 5th fret. Oh my little darling, now don't you weep and cry. Some sweeter days are coming, gonna marry you and I. Bit faster. Oh my little darling, don't you weep and cry. Some sweet days are coming, gonna marry you and I. So we're comfortable doing that. We played through that a few times under the oak tree. Now, plug and play, how does this work? So what we're going to do, we're going to plug in the tab from the right hand side one piece at a time into the left hand side. So what we'll do, we'll start with measure 11, which sounds like this. So we're going to play that rest first of all, straight onto the 5th string skip. So it's one of them, it's like a skip and the 5th string. Then we're going to hit the 1st string at the 5th fret, quarter note, pull off M skip. So it goes. So it's completely new to me, that. And I'm not just saying that as if I'm a Banjo Adventures member. I mean that in real terms. I've not come across that before. So what I'll do now, I'll just play All My Little Darling on the Simply Songs format. And then when I get to measure 11, I'm going to try and plug in that tricky syncopation piece. So I'll do it nice and slowly. Oh, my little darling. Nearly. I'll try one more time. Sounded okay then. Try again. And then measure 13, that's just a mirrored of measure 11. So what's to say I can't just carry on and plug in measure 13 as well? So I'll try that after the C chord section. So starting from the beginning. There we go. So I've just plugged in the hardest parts of the tune. Obviously it'll take some getting used to, so I recommend you practice this. Now, when you're doing stuff like this, obviously it's all new and we're still in that growth zone. Remember the growth zone that I talked about in the Wanderer module? So as we are learning something like this, it takes a lot of practice, repetition, rest. So obviously work on it, but give yourself 20 minutes at it, and then you'll have to put your banjo down and go do something else, because you need to give your brain and your body time to absorb what it is we're doing. So believe it or not, that's where you learn most of your stuff. Once you practice it, focus practice, you put your banjo down, you do something else, you come back to it, and it'll feel so much more natural and ingrained in your muscle memory. So I'll try again. Right, so where do we go from here? It's entirely up to you. You can start plugging away at the orange parts, or what you could do is you could just continue that to the end. So if I do that, what I'm going to do then is piece number 14, which is that. Right, so it's going to go. This is just me practicing measure 14. Right, I'm going to try it all the way through from measure 9 on the Simply Songs version. I'm going to plug in those 2 red jigsaw pieces and continue it into measure 14. So it should go like this. Sounding good. Right, let's have a go at measure 15 there. What's that one? Let's slide from 2 to 4. And then we're going to go into a D7 chord. Pull off. So it should go. Measure 15 should sound like this. One more time. Then it'll finish on measure 16. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to practice the bottom row on the right hand side. So basically measures 13, 14, 15 and 16. So we know measure 13, we're getting a little bit more comfortable with that now. So I'll do the M skip. Again. Measure 14. All together, 13 and 14. Again. And then measure 15 should go. And then 16. All together. Something like that. So as I'm building my confidence and my familiarity with the bottom row, which is measures 13, 14, 15 and 16, what I'll do, I'll play on the Simply Songs format, I'll play measures 9, 10, 11 and 12 in the Simply Songs, and then I'm going to plug in measures 13, 14, 15 and 16 from this part here. Okay, so let's try it. Making progress. So why don't you try yourself now, work on measures 9, 10, 11 and 12 and see if you can get comfortable with that, and then it's just a case of then piecing it together, and then once you've got that, that's the chorus in the bag. Now typically when you play a song with rests and syncopation, this isn't where you include the lyrics. Usually when you play melodic clawhammer, which is what this is on the right hand side, this is the break. So if you remember in the dynamics, texture and balance video where I said it's always worth having two versions of the same song, have one version where you'll play it, frail it and sing it. That is what you'll see on the left hand side. That's a Simply Songs version, so a bare bones version. And then once you've done a bit of singing, you go into a break, then you'll play what's on the right hand side, the melodic, full of syncopation and melody notes, embellishments on the right. Because if you try and sing while you're doing all the fancy stuff, you're doing too much at once. It's usually one or the other. And yeah, so that is the Jigsaw Method. Now the great thing about this is because we are learning new skills and new patterns and new arrangements, these, like I said, these features here, like number 11, you could potentially use that in other songs once you get comfortable doing that. So number 11 sounds like, why not use that in a song like Cripple Creek? Do you know what I mean? It's like you learn these new skills, and then it's not just for "Oh My Little Darling" where this comes in use. You can plug it into any other song which uses that melody around the first string at the 5th fret. So yeah, and you'll find that with all the new stuff that you learn. This is why I called this whole thing Banjo Adventures. It's because every new thing that you learn, every new skill, every new measure, new lick, it opens up a path to 1,000 different avenues, things that you didn't know. So yeah, it's all just one big adventure of discovery.
So that is the Jigsaw Method. It's one of the most powerful tools that I unlocked. It might seem completely obvious and maybe you was already doing it anyway, but for me it was just like one of those moments where I was like, why have I just been, yeah, fair enough, I can simplify a song and I can probably play all the songs in this book simply and add my own stuff on it. But then am I ever going to grow? Am I ever going to go back into the growth zone and learn something new? No, because I'm beating around the bush. Yeah, I can learn the song and I can add hammer-ons and pull-offs, but you know, David knows a lot, and there's thousands and thousands of these songbooks around, and we need to get hold of them and just get the gold out of them, and, you know, learn these new skills. And like I said to you, in that, you know, on the Jigsaw Method there, you can take anything you learn in this song and plug it into another song, take stuff from other songs, plug it into Oh My Little Darling, and you're building that toolbox. Remember that Lego box we talked about with all those Lego pieces? It's becoming like a Lego box full of all kinds of stuff now, and you can just interchange stuff, put it in, and, you know, you're building up your knowledge and your skills in Banjo Adventures. So it's been a long one, this one, hasn't it? It's been quite a long lesson, but I think it's time well spent, and you're going to take these skills away with you. What I'll do for the verses, I'll put a blank copy below this lesson. So if you scroll down, you'll see there's a blank printable template for the whole song with all the measures numbered up. So you can print that out, you can get your highlighter pens on it, you can have a go at the Jigsaw Method yourself. And yeah, or you can go online, find loads of, you know, it's loads of free tablatures, very complicated, and have a go yourself. Simplify, play it, Bob Ross it, jigsaw it, plug and play, and you've got some really creative ideas coming. And even though, yeah, we are just copying what David's come up with, we are replicating one of the greats, you know, we are replicating the stuff. So, see you on the next video. Oh, my back.